Hi, this is Human Essence, and this morning I'm re-listening to the full testimony of Jeff Lacasse, which is available on True Crime Metrix. It's long, but if you have to break it up, it's really worth listening to. He's also really good with his comments. He's funny, he's astute, and you also have him, he goes over Donna's letter that she wrote from jail about the bond hearing as well. So I recommend it. Anyway, some of what's standing out, aside from, all of we learn about Wendi, is that when Jeff brings up that he knows that Wendi's seeing Daniel Sack and that he sees that she's been staying in a hotel in Orlando, and she admits it. And, he's mentioning all kinds of other men, Miguel, when she was seeing Dan Markel, like all over. And she admits it, and she's concerned about who's going to know, because she's concerned about her reputation. She's not concerned about Jeff Lacasse's feelings, who's learning that she's been with another man 45 minutes before she's been with him, and that she carried on this relationship with Daniel Sachs until the end of May, when he left Tallahassee. So it's almost the whole time that she's with Jeff, who she's having be with her children and referring to as her boyfriend. So really, just out there, and then she would admit to it and then deny she'd ever said it, and worried about what people are going to think about her, not worried about, what she hurting Jeff. So we have that going on. The other thing that's really interesting is the stuff he says about what happened after the murder. And we hear that Wendi's really upset that he showed up to the memorial. And she's like, what's he doing here? He hated Dan. So she was trying to push that narrative. She's also says to him, oh, it could have been anybody. He had so many enemies, which he didn't. And the other thing she says is she loved Tallahassee. She tells him that she loves Tallahassee, and she would have been there, stayed there forever. And we know from his other information that he gives that he was sick to death because all she ever talked about was that Dan was evil and that she hated Tallahassee and she was stuck there because of him. And he concludes at the end of this interview that he thinks that she was at least aware of what was happening or involved. And that's somebody who knew her, and just, when you think about abusive relationships, this poor man, and it makes me think of maybe what poor Dan Markel would have gone through just being married to her, because really. Anyway, listen to it. It's well worth it. Thanks for listening.